Hi, everybody. It's Imelda. Thanks for tuning in. Greetings, Boulder Congregational Church. Thanks so much for having me on for a musical moment. I've been really looking forward to this. Wow, 2020. What do you say? Not a fan. What a dreadful, dreadful time for all of us in so many ways. And I don't know about you, but for myself, I do music all the time. That's what I do. And when the headlines are as dismal and dreadful as they have been, it's easy for me to think, what is so important about what I do? Isn't it just a momentary escape from the realities of life, which are the headlines that tempt us to despair? It's tempting to think that those headlines are more real than the thing that music points to. And the headlines are real, and there is great evil in our world. And we must absolutely be vigilant and informed 100%. And yet at the same time, if the headlines drive us to despair, I think that's not well placed, because music is one of those things that points us to the deeper reality. I think the heart of love that is the heart of the universe, the heart that creates, the heart that heals, the heart that knits together, the heart that makes people want to have fellowship and do good things. I think that is truer, actually, than all the bad things. Music points us in that direction. So yeah, actually it is important. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I'm really, really happy to be part of that. So thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a very, very brief program of lots of really beautiful, I think very beautiful, uplifting tunes. I'm going to start with some hymnody. That's my background. It's where I come from. I grew up singing hymnody around the piano with my mom. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But this is some hymnody and also some chant, actually, from a variety of different Christian traditions, kind of woven together in a little bit of a mosaic. I love doing stuff like that. I think that's really fun and sort of a uniquely modern take on different traditions, get them all together. So, hope you enjoy songs of healing and hope for Boulder Congregational Musical Moment. Pace Domine, pace populo tuo, ne in aeternum, irascaris nobis, Dona Nobis Pacem, 60s, my mom watched Captain Kangaroo. This is related. There's nothing wrong with watching Captain Kangaroo. We've all got our bubble gum, we've all got our pop culture. But there was something else my mom did that meant more to her than that, and that's what she remembered from her childhood and what she really wanted to pass on to me, and that was she and her sisters and her mom, my grandmother, sang. They sang all the time. They sang around the piano, they sang hymns. That was really their language. And my mom wanted to give me that too, and we didn't have a TV, actually. She was hardcore. We didn't have a TV, we didn't have money. Lord knows we didn't have money. So I grew up on split pea soup and scrambled eggs and rice and beans and singing around the piano. That was what we did. And I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. Or the greatest video game that came out in the 80s. Because hymns are wonderful. You know, they connect us with the deepest realities, and that's a really big deal. And I know that the people at Boulder Congregational who are watching this know that, because I've heard you guys sing. I was there in February of 2020 before the world went crazy, and you guys really sing good. You sing like it matters to you, and you sing with a lot of joy, and that's really special. So keep doing that. Keep doing that. Sing at home. Sing with your kids. Turn off the news. Do you know what I mean? It's easy if you get into serious music, oratorio, opera, to kind of dismiss hymns as being not all that musically important because they're simple. And I think that's a mistake. Johann Sebastian Bach didn't feel that way, you know, at all. He crafted some of the most unbelievably sophisticated music in the world. I'm thinking of like Bach's St. Matthew Passion, you know, with all those amazing solo pieces. And yet what he keeps coming back to in that work is the really simple choral hymn tune that everybody sings together. And you know that was just a hymn that he learned from the church down the street there that he grew up with. So I guess if hymns are good enough for Bach, they're definitely good enough for Imelda. So I'm going to do another one because they're cool. I don't know if you know this, but you should because it's beautiful. It's called Lord of All Hopefulness. actually, I just want to say one more thing about hymns. This is really cool. I've never told this story before, like to people I didn't know, but I think it's important. A few years back, my aunt Anne passed away. I hadn't known her very well, but I flew down for the funeral just to be there and, say some prayers and be there for the family and everything. And my granddaddy, Aunt Anne's dad, my granddaddy, was a preacher, as a matter of fact. Was sort of a grand old man, and very sort of ruled his hand with a hand of iron, and he was a very, very intense man. And he would cry from the pulpit. I mean, he was just really he was a very, very deep believer, and really a larger than life person in many, many ways. And my aunt said about him, when he entered a room, it had been entered, one of those. And anyway, so I'm sitting there, just saying some prayers and whatever at my Aunt Anne's funeral. And all of a sudden I heard this voice in my head, and it's Granddaddy's voice. This man died, 15 years ago. But he says very clearly, in that imperious tone that I remembered, "Sing for my daughter." I said, "Okay, Granddaddy. What would Aunt Anne like to hear?" Because I'd hardly even known Aunt Anne at all. I'd visited her like twice. And he named a hymn and said, "Do you know all three verses?" He's Baptist, you got to sing all three verses. And I said, yes, I think I do. He said, "Okay, get up and sing it now." "Oh, okay, all right." So we're doing the testimonies, where everybody came forward and said something about Anne. Anyway, I got up there, and I had no idea what I was doing, but this is just something like I felt like my granddaddy wanted me to do. So I sang this hymn, and you know what? It was the craziest thing, because the Franklins, my family, don't cry real easy. And I started singing this hymn, and there was this solid white whoosh from the front row as all the handkerchiefs came up simultaneously. And people came up to me and said, "How did you know that was her favorite hymn?" I said, "I didn't. Granddaddy told me to sing it, so I just sang it." And apparently he picked well. And my uncles and aunts who knew, the old man, they didn't blink. They just said, "Yeah, that sounds like something he'd do." Okay, so we've done some hymns. Let's do some Cole Porter, because we can. Every time I look down on this timeless town, whether blue or gray be her skies, whether loud be her cheese, or whether soft be her tune, grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you hear that pitter-pat and that happy tune is your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. That's not Cole Porter. This is a good one. This is Cole Porter. I need some more light. I've got a sudden urge to sing the kind of ditty that invokes the spring. So to control your desire to curse, while I crucify the verse. This verse I've started seems to me the tin pan antithesis of melody. So to spare you all the pain, I'll skip the darn thing and sing the refrain. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bum, 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 bum. That's part of the song. The night is bright, the stars are clear, and if you want to go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely, and I understand the reason why you're sentimental, 'cause so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring, oh, let yourself go, so please be sweet, my chickadee. And when I kiss you, just say to me, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's delimit, it's deluxe, it's delightful. When love comes in and takes you for a spin, la la la, c'est magnifique. When every night your loved one holds you tight, la la la, c'est magnifique. But when one day your loved one drifts Okay, got one more. Thanks, everybody. God bless you. Hang in there. We're going to make it through.